All right, this is take two. How do I share it? I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share my. I want to share it. How do I share it? There it is. Share. We're going to share this to Twitter. So, oh, so I'll just do doing my live film talk show right now. um, on YouTube called Cinema Talk New York. Okay, so that's that. What's up, everyone? Live from Harlem. We are here, live from City College. We are here today to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. I have recently gotten an internship, or as us, or as normal people would call it, slave labor. Um, and honestly, a lot of internships will give you a positive experience, right? A lot of internships, and I won't say which film festival it is. A lot of film festivals, a lot of internships will be positive experiences. You're supposed to learn. And while I have learned something, I don't think the method in which I learned it has validated this because it's just crazy. Basically, I work for this free film festival, and you're supposed to have some sort of message, or it's supposed to have some impact. It's supposed to have some. It's supposed to be attached to a social issue. It doesn't have to be. It can just like have an impact on it. One of the grading rates is, um, uh, did, did did you acknowledge? Did you know what the film was about? Did you get the message? Was the message a good one? Um, that kind of film. And because it's a free film festival, anyone can apply. Anyone can get in. Um, anyone can get their film submitted, and no one has to worry about funding or how much it might cost. No one has to consider a budget. Anyone can just submit any piece of garbage that they have and put it in a video file, put it on Film Freeway, and click submit. And that's the problem. I think this will be the last free film festival I ever work for, paid or unpaid. And why is this? It's agonizing to watch a film, to watch 95% of the films. I'll say that much. I'll do 90% because maybe that's being a little nice. Um, 90% of the films I watch are just unbearable. I find myself clicking on the next film like, "Oh my god, this is like I look like the caption, the thumbnail is literally me. I'm looking at watching the films. I have sometimes I'll be like, I'm so bored. How much time do I have left? And I was like, 3 minutes, 3 more minutes of this. I can't do it. Please, someone help me. I feel like Clockwork Orange. I can't. It's insane. It's literally insane, and it's driving me crazy. No, it's not driving me crazy. It's just an abomination because sometimes I'll see something and I'm like who in this person's life told them that they were good? But that's the thing. I feel like when you submit to a free film festival, you're not. I feel like I know the films that are trying to be amazing, and some of them are good. I don't think I've seen any amazing films. Um, then again, I've only okay. I think like 10,000 films have been submitted, and all the volunteers have watched a collective 7,000. We have like 500 volunteers, so it's like 7,000 films we've watched. You do the math. Um, I've watched around 150. I haven't seen one that I would be comfortable letting into the film festival. I haven't seen a single one that would be like, cool to, you know, to that aligns, because usually when you so it teaches you a lesson, right? Teaches you a lesson that you have to. That's the thing. If you're gonna pay money, you should probably be careful of which festivals you're gonna pay attention to. You're gonna want to look at the message of the film festival. Who they usually let in. Um, I can even say this for like Sundance, like I was at like a section. I went to Sundance, which and my vlog is up there on my YouTube. So just check that out too. I was at a screening of a couple of the shorts, and they were so bad. There was one. There was like two of them that were good, that were okay. Um, but a lot. Gosh, one of them was like, "This is literally the plot." Oh my god! And it won. I must have missed something, maybe because I was just bored from the other ones, but the one that won the grand prize, I forget if it was the grand jury prize or if it was the audience award, but it was one that I saw. It was literally okay, this is what I remember. It's called something about the boulevard. Just standing watching at the boulevard. I don't know. There's this girl and her friends are cool, and then her friends are like smoking and being cool, and she's not cool, and uh and then like her family is like doing a karaoke, and then like she's just like watching them do karaoke. It was so boring, and it won an award at Sundance, and I was like, what? Did it look pretty? Sure, sure. There was a film that I had to evaluate. It looked beautiful. They were on a lake, and they were friends, and then they were fishing, and then they get off the boat, and then and the sunset, and everything looked pretty, but there was no story. There was no story. It was boring. I think they were like, "Oh, I think you shouldn't hang out with him because it, it was like 10 minutes into the film, like the first bit of action happened, and I remember I was watching it with my friend, and there was just a scene where they like were fishing, and they got off the boat, and then like went to the next scene, and we're like, this does not have to be in the film. This is totally like so many films add so much. The point is that if you're gonna submit to Sundance, don't don't submit something unless it's really good. And I hate to say it, but don't submit if there's no diversity factor. If that's what Sundance is looking for. And honestly, I resent Sundance for not saying it out loud. Why purposefully? I mean, I know why they would. But like if you consider yourselves to be ethical and good people, why wouldn't you just say it? Like we're looking for diversity, instead of having all these filmmakers waste their money on features and the shorts when you're just not going to consider a film that's not diverse. And hey, go for it. But that's what film festivals are supposed to do. You're supposed to lay out the guidelines your for your film festival. Some film festivals are only looking for diverse films or only looking for a certain type of film. There's the Black Star Film Festival, only looking for black films. There's the Jewish Film Festival, only looking at Jewish films or made by Jewish filmmakers. There's the Asian, gay, LGBTQ. Um, so my personal gripe with Sundance is that they did not specify that the diversity factor, and I encourage them to do it because every film was diverse, whether it was good or not, and just put it in the thing. Just put it in the thing so people will know not to spend their money if the film is not diverse. Um, I think that's also the problem with the film festival I'm working with too, because I mean, I haven't like checked their website. I could probably check their website, see if they actually have like not a mandate, but like we're looking for um student. Oh, not trying to give it away, but here we go. So how many films do they select? Festival overview? Learn more. Oh jeez. Gosh. Is it online? Is it 100? Yeah, it's over 10,000 submissions. 3,000 are selected. What? What? I've watched 150. I don't think I would be comfortable with getting letting one in. Okay, so you know what? In the thing here, I have to check Film Freeway. It says it's said it's focused on elevating the voices of historically marginalized races, backgrounds, cultures, to give them an opportunity to share the stories with the world. If that's also on Film Freeway, then I would I would say, okay, are they gonna have an in-person thing? Damn, 3,000? 3,000 films are selected? June 20, that is this month. What? What? Um, let's see. It's not on Film Freeway. It is not on Film Freeway. The diversity statement is not on Film Freeway. That's the problem. That's the problem. You gotta put it on Film Freeway. Okay. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just rules. Um it says the 12th one, it says this film festival does not provide feedback, doesn't nor does it have an obligation to provide justification for films that are not selected. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. I'm laughing at that, and I'll tell you why I'm laughing at that. Because if I had the option, I would, and like there are some films that if I had the option, I would personally contact the filmmaker. And I wouldn't regret this. I would personally contact the filmmaker, call them up, say, "Hi, you made this film. It is absolute garbage. I want you to never touch a camera again. I want you to give up on your dreams. I want you don't quit your day job. Do not make a film ever again because you are terrible. You suck. Give up." The too many parents are like, "Yes, yes, you're amazing. Go." I actually my mom, I love my mom because she will give me honest feedback. She won't even care. She'll give me honest feedback on any video. I remember I was, like, really struggling during the pandemic, and I showed her a video that I made, and she's like, "Well, what's funny about that, Max? What's funny about that?" "I don't really know what's funny about that." And I'm like like, "I'm just trying to make videos, mama." Like, but she was, I love her for that because, like, most moms would be like, "Oh, that's so great that you're making videos. You're so great." You know, it's really a shame, um, that so many filmmakers, like, there's so many that are just, that I just cannot stand. Um, and not even to acknowledge the fact that they're not they don't have an impact. I saw one that was very funny. It was about a girl whose homework gets copied or something. And it was really funny, and it was like, she was like, and then it like became this whole chase scene. Obviously, not high production value, just like shot on an iPhone in a classroom with a bunch of friends. Um, but I, but it was a funny thing, and I was like, oh, that's funny, But then they asked me one of the questions was, did it inspire you? And I was like, no, no, it did not inspire me. Was the film's message positive? I don't, yeah, don't steal your friend's homework. It's just like, I saw one about a bird who asks a cow what kind of milk is best, and then they go on a funny little rant, and they say, "Oh, this is when my father died," and then they show a hamburger. Sorry to the vegans and vegetarians. I just thought that joke was hilarious. Um, it was just like funny, but it was not with the film festival. So I was just like, so the point, the moral of the story is you have to, I guess, look, when you're spending money, absolutely. Well, look, not don't even limit yourself to film freeway. If the film festival has a website, go on the website, look for like the little details because there will be little details like the diversity statement, like, oh, we're looking for films who are from this region, from the Northeast, from California, only from Connecticut. And then you won't find that on Film Freeway because they're trying to take your money. But then you won't get in because there will be some tiny qualification. Also, read the guidelines. It says very clearly on Film Freeway, the film festival that I work for, we will not accept alcohol consumption. Basically, all the things that like if a film is like even good, I've had a good film and I've had to disqualify it because of um, a disqualification. Um, yeah, it's literally like laid out crystal clear, and they say for more details go on our website. Um, so I can't like I you know I filmmakers, you have been warned. You have been warned. Go to the website, read the tidbits, read the things. You will find something interesting and which will give you a reason not to submit. Also, don't submit to online film festivals. It's not worth it. I submitted to an online film festival. I paid $110, and I got like an award, a bronze award. Imagine how it felt to get the bronze award for best first time director of a short film. While my actress got the silver award for best actress. And if a film online film festivals don't do it, online, unless they have, like, online and also, like, an in-person event, like, and monthly, it's just not worth your money. Don't waste your money. And in terms of the free ones like mine, I would just ask, out of respect for me out of respect for me, for the screeners that have to watch this, just read the guidelines. I know you're not spending any money, but I would just appreciate if I didn't have to disqualify 50% of the films I watch because um because they violate some guideline. Um and honestly, most film festivals do require you to pay, and you should not have to pay for something you will just get immediately disqualified like that. So there's no point. Don't do it. Look at the guidelines, look at the rules, go to the website if they have one. Um, if they don't have a website, then that's already a red flag. But if it seems relatively, you know, notable, then then it's okay. And it has pictures from the in-person film festival, then do that. But yeah, I really and I've been telling people about I'll call the filmmaker, tell them that they're making a terrible film, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you know what?" And you were probably saying, "Oh my god." Listen, listen. You can't I want people to save money. So, I can imagine that some of the garbage films are being submitted to film festivals and they're paying money. I want to save you money by telling you to give up because being a filmmaker costs a lot of money and you really shouldn't be spending all this money if you're just going to have no chance of becoming becoming at least somewhat notable or somewhat successful because if you don't have talent it's just not going to happen. It's just if you can't tell interesting stories and honestly sometimes you may get bad reviews on your film or your script or whatever. Get multiple reviews. Get ask multiple people. There are some film critics who I really and I'll get to film criticism in a second, who I vehemently disagree with about certain films. Eric Weber says that The Whale is the worst movie of 2022. What? What? It's not the worst. Elvis was the worst. Elvis was the worst. Ugh. I seriously considered walking out of the theater, and I desperately wanted to for the first hour. I was just like checking my phone. I was just like, "Ugh," when is this gonna end? I hated Elvis. Um, Look, the last hour and a half was sort of redeemable, but if I spend an hour in the theater being like, it instantly becomes the worst film. You know, everyone knows the story of Elvis. He was famous, and then he the drugs, and then oh my god, his X factor was that he was dancing, and then it's not even like a good impression of, it's like I mean, it's everyone knows, everyone knows. So, and I was not amused. I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, he gets famous." You know, that's like what I liked about Bohemian Rhapsody, it just wasn't as known. Um, and if people didn't know the story of Queen, then they got some glimpses into it because obviously it wasn't all factual. But also Rocket Man, I just, it was way more, it was deeper than just than just pop star rises to fame and then gets addicted to drugs and falls off and then eventually dies. You know, it's it feels repetitive and then Elvis is just terrible. But Eric Weber, back to Eric Weber, I disagree with him about the whale. Where what was my point about that? I disagree with him about the whale, but I can still but right, I agree with him on other stuff. I agree with him about Coda. I agree with him about Pearl. I agree with him about there's a lot of movies I agree with him about. Um, would I say Babylon? I wouldn't say Babylon. I would Tar maybe. I mean, that's the thing. He calls it the best film of 2022. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know. I don't know. To me, none of them are like I can't like pick a best because they were just all very mediocre. And I mean, I would have to say from like a creativity aspect, I would say Everything Everywhere was the best because I've just never seen something like that before. Um, and it's just like very smart too. Um, but also The Fablemans is really good. I don't know, but still, I'm able to get multiple opinions from people are able to have multiple opinions, and you know what? And people should have multiple opinions. And about film criticism, originally, I wanted to be an actor. And I was going to be an actor. I was going to be in the theater world. I was going to be a director. And I have to say, I am very glad I did not take that path. in life. I am very glad I became a filmmaker for a couple reasons. Basically, it's just much easier to make a film than book a role. From an audition. You have to audition, and that costs money, and then self taping. That was terrible. Um, so, but the one of the reasons I see that I made the right choice is that trying to see what this is. Okay, is that one of the reasons I know I made the right choice is that I see the so you have this in film in the film world, critics and audiences are very much very willing to love a film. And that's what you want to do, but not always because sometimes, if a film critic is loving this all the films from a film studio, it's like every single film from the film studio, it's like kind of seems like they're just trying to get invited to the next screening. They're just trying to get cozy with the film studio and get first dibs on the next screening and to get advance and to meet the actors and to write the best story to get them views and it's you have that problem. And it's a real problem. Too many critics like too many movies. No one will destroy a movie like Eric Weber has. But I think an important note is that when you look at the opposite side of the coin, when you look at the opposite, the I like to look at the Broadway world. It is a mess in terms of criticism. It is a mess, an absolute unmitigated mess. Every single show is always being criticized for something. Every single person is always being criticized for something small. It's always these theater TikTokers. There's no film TikTokers critiquing every small little thing, trying to cancel every film. No, this does not happen with film. This happens sometimes with film, but it's mostly happening in the Broadway world, where just every small little thing has to be critiqued, criticized. Look, sometimes they take it too far with like Beanie Feldstein and everything. Um, but sometimes, but then like that even became a situation because the critics criticized Beanie Feldstein, and then the TikTokers criticized the critics for being fat phobic and homophobic or something because Beanie Feldstein is um, uh, fat, queer, and Jewish, and then it's like, well, are they criticizing her for that, or are they criticizing her for just not putting in a good performance in their opinion? Like, and then everything just becomes so skewed. It's like you cannot like. It's just like a mess. It's just like the thing that really made woke me up to this was the Dylan Mulvaney backlash. That's right. Dylan Mulvaney got backlash from the TikTokers. Dylan Mulvaney, who gets hate just for doing a sponsorship with Bud Light. Gets death threats, hate messages, gets Bud Light. Bud Light apologized for doing a sponsorship with a trans person. If Dylan Mulvaney wasn't famous for being trans, you wouldn't know. But because she's the big trans star, she gets criticized. And what? For being who she is? That's why you're gonna boycott Bud Light for going woke? Getting mad. It's insane. And Dylan Mulvaney gets way too much hate in life. So to add on to that, the some people in the Broadway community came after Dylan Mulvaney for what? For for when she released her merch, she didn't have an extra large shirt, which, by the way, was a decision that was not made by her. Or like an extra, extra large or something, I don't know. Like, they didn't have the big fat size. They only had skinny sizes. Um, and then, like, the backlash ensued from the TikTokers. It was a controversy. Like, how stupid do you have to be to criticize? And by the way, the moment that Dylan found out about the not having an extra, extra large shirt, immediately got the extra, extra large shirt, XXL, like, immediately got it. Like, you know, why would she have a problem with having fat people wear her shirt? She wants everyone. She's inclusive. It's her whole deal. As soon as she found out, she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," but they're not. I don't even know why she would even apologize in the first place because it wasn't her who made the shirt sizes. And she got backlash. She got real backlash. And I just hate that. I really do. I think it's insane. I think these people are demented. Like the same thing with the Lilius White situation, where people, and obviously this is, honestly, if you want to make a video, I saw a video which was sort of redeemable, which was saying, look, this is not Dylan Mulvaney's fault. We obviously live in a fat phobic society that does not cater normally to the XXL. And I'm like, sure, yes, that's probably the problem. It's probably the problem that that the merch companies will not normally be wanting to give shirts, not wanting to make the standard shirt option in XXL, um, in a merch line. Um, it's a reflection of a problem of society or merch companies, um, and not Dylan Mulvaney. Same thing with Lilius White. What happened with Lilius White? She's in Hadestown. Um, probably had to fight her way to Broadway, as a Black performer, probably it was a little harder. And, now she's on Hadestown and in her life. And that's great and everything. And then, one night she was performing and someone needed a captioning device. So they had it like right here, like showed the captions. And Lilius, who doesn't know what a captioning device is, I don't even know what a captioning device looks like. Um, she thought that this person was on their phone. So in the middle of the performance, she got a little upset. Not a little, but she just like basically called it out, like, "Hey, get off your phone." And it was, supposedly there's like a difference of opinion whether it was like big or whether it was small. This person was really embarrassed that they were called out in the middle of the show. And obviously, it's just a big misunderstanding. It's annoying for an actor to have to deal with people on their phones. Uh, you're just I mean, also to like be told, get off your phone, and then like let's say like this was a real situation. If an actor literally says to you, get off your phone, and then you don't get off your phone, it's like, then again, people said, "Well, why didn't she go to the front of house staff? Why didn't she go to you know, the staff to ask them to do it?" And maybe she could have done that, but obviously, she's this is not her first time encountering a person on their phone at a Broadway show post COVID. Even probably even before COVID, it was a problem. This is not a new thing. She's probably been fed up with it. She might have asked the house staff before. Um, and so she called them out a second time, third time. I think it was like 4 times total. Um, and she really didn't know that it was a captioning device. And people went off on her. People went off on her specifically for not knowing what a captioning device looked like. Like, who knows what a captioning device looks like? Again, this is a problem. This is a problem of society. We don't know what captioning devices looks like. This is a problem of the house staff for not telling the Broadway actors what captioning device looks like. Um, it's a really terrible problem, and um, the terrible problem is that people came after Lilius White, the actress, for stopping for directly like, how dare you? You know, they're just trying to read their thing. Yeah, imagine it from her perspective. She's asked this person to get off their phone, and they've kept on going on their phone. If this was a real situation, it would be really disrespectful. You just have to imagine for like, I like, who knows? I don't know what a captioning device? I didn't even know that was a thing. And that's the problem with society. We don't know what these devices look like. We need more education on what the captioning devices look like. So we and the actors and everyone knows. I should probably look it up. I should probably look it up. Everyone should. Everyone probably did after that incident. But to blame the actress and not see it from her perspective, and people basically like canceled her. This internet discourse got so out of hand that Patti LuPone, one of the most, if you don't know who she is the most well known, one of the most famous Broadway actresses of our time. She's worked with Stephen Sondheim and Andrew Lloyd Webber and basically every other notable uh, Broadway director and composer. And she's been in most iconic roles. She deleted. She gave in her SAG card, her equity card. She gave in her union card and quit the union because she was just so incensed by the backlash um, that was going on because of how insane it was, because of how insane the Broadway community is at this point. And I'm only on Broadway talk because I see all these actors posting their self tapes, singing a beautiful ballad, and it gets no views, and I feel terrible, and I want to like and comment, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you did a good job at the audition, you actually did do a good job, um, this was great acting, but the TikTok algorithm is works against you, and it's really terrible. And people should not be relying on TikTok to go well. And to people should not be relying on TikTok for that. Um, to become well known. You are, to every actor and actress out there. You are as valuable as you are valuable. You are talented. You do not need to go TikTok famous to be accepted and to be validated. Don't go to TikTok for validation. That's my rant. That's my rant, ladies and gentlemen. So, I like film. I'm very glad I chose it. I feel like hopefully, among the people, there are some easy detonations. I noticed that the film society has some easy detonations. Ant-Man 3, everyone detonated it, everyone destroyed it. Um, Little Mermaid's getting backlash for the CGI and, you know, using black people to profit, to give Bob Iger millions of dollars while they don't pay the writers. Um, yeah. What are some films that are recently have just been like detonated by audiences that no one liked? I don't know. I'll have to look at like the recent movies, but I don't know. I, Film audiences are very smart, smarter than the Broadway audiences, um, and I really hope that the Broadway people get it together. Stop trying to cancel everyone for small thing. And yeah, point is criticize based on merit, not based on some other small problem that's not even a problem, which is just a problem of the bigger society. And don't blame the problems of a bigger society on one person who was just trying to be a good person. That's my rant. I'd love to see more people on here. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna say goodnight. I'm gonna see you when I watch my next movie. I don't know what it is yet. I'll probably find. Maybe I'll watch Beau is Afraid. Review that. We'll see what happens. Peace.